Have you noticed what happens the moment you start changing? And it wasn't what you expected. You thought the people around you would notice and feel proud. You thought they'd see the shift and respect it. Instead, something quieter happened. The jokes started, the unsolicited advice, the strange silences when you said something just a little deeper than usual. Nobody said anything directly. They never do. But you felt it. That subtle withdrawal, that almost invisible discomfort in the room whenever you showed up as the newer version of yourself. And here's what nobody told you about that moment. That discomfort you caused in other people wasn't a sign that something was wrong with you. It was the first real proof that something was finally going right. Because a mind that's genuinely evolving doesn't just change itself, it disturbs everything around it. And most people are not ready for that. Most people have spent years getting comfortable with who you were, and the moment you stopped being that person, you became a mirror they didn't ask to look into. This video is about what happens when you decide to build a mind that doesn't bend. Not the motivational version of that, the real version, the one that costs something, the one that comes with loneliness, confusion, and the very specific pain of outgrowing people you genuinely love. If you're already feeling that, if you're somewhere in the middle of that process right now, stay with this. Because what we're about to get into is going to name something you've been feeling for a long time, without the language to describe it. There's a quote that gets thrown around so casually that most people have stopped actually hearing it. Nietzsche wrote, and I want you to really sit with this, "You need to have chaos inside you to give birth to a dancing star." People post that and move on, but that line is not inspiration. It's a diagnosis. What he was saying is simple. If you want to build something real inside yourself, something that actually holds under pressure, you are not going to build it in comfort. You are not going to build it through affirmations or perfect routines or consuming the right content. You're going to build it in the moments that break you, in the seasons where everything falls apart and you have no choice but to figure out who you actually are when there's nothing left to perform for. Think about it. The times you grew the most were not the easy ones. They were the moments you were shattered, lost, directionless. The moments you hit a wall so hard you didn't know how to get back up. Those were the moments that built you, not the good days, the chaos. Nietzsche didn't romanticize pain. He wasn't telling you to seek suffering. He was telling you this: suffering is the raw material. It either destroys you or transforms you. And the difference is what you choose to do with it. Most people run. They distract themselves. They numb it. They scroll past it. They laugh it off. And that's human. But the ones who don't run, the ones who sit in it long enough to understand it, those are the ones who come out the other side with something no one can take from them. A kind of inner solidity that doesn't collapse when life gets hard, that gets sharper under pressure. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Nietzsche said something that shook the world. God is dead. And this was never a religious statement. It was psychological. What he was killing was the illusion that something outside of you is responsible for your life. A plan, a purpose handed to you, a meaning that exists without your participation. And when that illusion disappears, you're left with something terrifying. You are alone with your life. There is no predetermined path. There is no safety net. There is just you and the choices you make. Most people hear that and feel dread, and that dread is real, because it's frightening to realize no one is coming to save you, that the version of you 5 years from now is built by what you do today, in private, when no one is watching. But here's what most people miss. That same realization is also freedom. Because the moment you stop waiting for permission, for the right time, for someone to finally see your potential, something wakes up. Something that's been there the whole time, waiting for you to stop looking outward so it could finally begin. This is where Nietzsche introduces the idea of the Übermensch, the overman. Not a superhero, not someone emotionless or untouchable, just someone who has done one thing most people avoid their entire lives. They took full ownership of who they are. They stopped building their identity on approval, on fear, on the need to belong. They created their own values, not inherited ones, not assigned ones, their own, built through reflection, through honesty, through the willingness to stand alone, if necessary. And because of that, their mind becomes unbreakable. Imagine what that feels like, to not need approval to feel secure in your decisions, to speak honestly, even when people disagree, to walk away from something that isn't right for you, even when everyone else thinks you're wrong. That's not arrogance. That's self-authorship. And it's rare, because to build it, you have to go through deconstruction. You have to question everything. Who you are, what you believe, what you've been told success looks like. And that process is not comfortable. And here's the part nobody warns you about: the loneliness. Not isolation, but the loneliness of outgrowing people you love. Sitting across from someone you've known for years and feeling a distance you can't explain. You're in the same room, but something has shifted. That's the real cost. Not dramatic endings, just quiet distance. Conversations that don't land the same. Moments where you feel alone, even when you're surrounded. And when that happens, people will try to pull you back. Not out of malice, but discomfort. They'll joke, they'll question, they'll criticize, because your growth forces them to confront something in themselves. And if you're not grounded, you'll shrink. You'll perform the old version of yourself just to make the room comfortable. And every time you do that, you lose a piece of what you're building. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, in private, not for approval, not for an audience, just to stay aligned with who he was becoming. And his principle was simple: focus on what you control, your thoughts, your actions, your values. Everything else, other people's opinions, their reactions, their comfort, that's not yours. And the moment you stop trying to manage that and redirect your energy inward, everything changes. So this is what it looks like in real life. You feel the gap between who you are and who you know you could be. And that gap is uncomfortable. And the people around you, even the ones who love you, are unconsciously invested in that gap staying the same. Because if you close it, it says something about theirs. So you'll have a choice every day, not a dramatic one, a quiet one, between comfort and truth, between fitting in and becoming. And those small choices, what you say yes to, what you finally say no to, that's where this is built. Not in public, not in applause, in private, in silence. And here's what stays. You're not ahead because you're better. You're ahead because you asked a question most people avoid. What if this life isn't actually mine? What if who I am was handed to me and I never questioned it? Once you ask that, you can't go back. The comfort is gone. But what replaces it is something real, something yours. It's not easy, it's not always clear, but it's yours. And that, quietly, is the most powerful thing you can ever say about your life.